Hello, my fellow Zenites. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. What another exciting week it's been in the finance world. And of course, luckily for PulseZen holders, our token balances just keep going up, whatever happens everywhere else in the world. So to start with, a quick tot of Admiral Rodney's finest HMS Royal Oak rum. Amazingly, it is actually aged in American oak casks, which give it its distinctive Caribbean flavor. Slanjivar. An amazing rum, no doubt about it. So, what's been happening in the world? Very important that we understand a little bit of macroeconomics to see where we are with PZEN. So, I guess the first thing that comes to mind is what's actually happening later on will be the 80,000 PZEN giveaway. But for the rest of the world, we've found that things are really hotting up in the political world around the globe. And of course, one thing that people may not know about is what is happening in China. You see, just recently, Xi Jinping, Winnie the Pooh, as people like to call him, not me, I think he's a fantastic bloke. He has just been elected for an unheard of third term, which makes him the de facto emperor of China. Now, why should we care? Well, the biggest thing that he announced at the forum was a huge push to grow business, but to grow business according to socialist ideals. Now, the word capitalist is not in that rhetoric. Now, this spooked Hong Kong investors so much that 25 years of profits were wiped off the Hang Seng Index. Is this a preview to what is going to happen in the US and even the UK? Well, look, we warned you again and again about the cataclysmic events about to unfold. And starting in the USA, where we said the big clue to watch out for would be the earnings reports. Now, as we predicted, first of all, we had Meta missing the mark by a long shot. Meta stock down 71%, quickly followed by Google down 33%. No wonder that all the Google employees are jumping ship and trying to create wealth with some very questionable cryptocurrencies. And then, of course, there was Amazon, another big profit warning, and, they're down 38%. So the next thing to watch out for is if the Fed actually raises interest rates by another 75 basis points. Because if they do, you better believe that things are going to turn ugly fast. So look, now is the time to take action. You need to get educated. You need to realize that there is a Web 3.0 crypto asset designed to help you opt out of this broken system. The PulseZen economy is built on the principle of equitable wealth redistribution, powered by the eighth wonder of the world, compound interest. This is Warren Buffett's favorite type of investment, time and compound interest. It's thanks to programmable money that PulseZen achieves this in the shortest time frame possible. This is a socially engineered token growing organically. Once you understand the simple dynamics, you will realize that just by holding PulseZen in your wallet, with no staking or lockup, your token balance just grows and grows. Now, a few people have already caught on to the economics and are feverishly dollar cost averaging into PZEN to grow their market share, meaning that they accumulate faster and faster. The passive income potential is huge, and I'm backing PulseZen as the greatest wealth redistribution protocol out there. Now, not forgetting also, we've got the Pulse Chain airdrop coming next year. Go to the website, download the white paper, join the discussion, and get educated. The present financial system is designed to hold you down. You are a wage slave. You need to take action now for your future and your family's future. Now, the wealth gap is just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. We are going to experience some kind of revolution because that's always what happens in the past. And you need to be on the right side of that graph. And by taking the opportunity that is PulseZen, you're giving yourself the best chance at protecting and growing your wealth in this tumultuous period of history. Now, look, I wasn't always wealthy. I know what it's like to be a wage slave. I was a banker, I was an investment advisor, I was a programmer. And then something happened. And something that is with me even today. And I believe it's something that's inside all of you who are watching this video either on a replay or live with me right now. And that is, you know that there is something wrong. You know that it's not fair. And because you can feel it, it means that somewhere inside of you, there is a financial warrior. Look, it doesn't matter how smart you are. It's not about smarts. It's not about IQ. It's not about luck. It's all about being educated and just learning that one nugget which spurs you on to take a leap of faith into creating that passive income that you need in order to actually jump out of being a wage slave. Like I keep saying, if you don't find a way to earn money in your sleep, you will work until you die. Now, the turning point for me was way back in a very long time ago, where I was very well paid for what I was doing, but it just wasn't enough to, provide for my family. And more importantly, I wanted more time for myself. And so it was through watching infomercials late at night in San Francisco, where I spent a lot of time, that I first came across Carlton Sheets and his no money down methodology of buying real estate. Now, I don't know how that really worked out for the rest of you, but I took away two things from that which propelled me into the next stage of my life. And these were the two things. I learned that you could actually buy a house with no money down. I tried to apply that in the UK, and, well, let's put it this way, it just didn't work out. But the other thing that I did learn was that in the UK, when you purchase a house, as soon as you exchange contracts, the house is effectively yours. And what that did for me, and what I really understood from that moment on, was I was able to leverage the little capital that I had, in order to buy houses with minimum money. Not exactly no money down, but minimum money. And my gosh, I remember going to the bank to negotiate my first £1 million loan. That's another story in itself. But that's what got me started. And from there on in, I just continued to grow my property empire, my little empire. And that's how I became wealthy. Don't forget, back in the day when I was 30, there was no internet. You guys are so lucky. But you need to understand that you need to educate yourself. You need to learn. You need to take action. Look, your average 30-year-old right now, I'm going to show you something now that you should have picked up on last week. But if you go to a financial advisor now and say, look, what do I do to make money? He will do a survey. He will ask you some questions. And in your 30s, this is what you're supposed to be thinking about. With your cash flow, you need to be spending less than you make. You need to understand the dangers of debt. That is, don't take on credit card debt. Don't take on a mortgage that you can't afford to service. Don't forget, your mortgage payments are about to go through the roof pun intended, the same as rents. As far as risk is concerned, it says you should be building emergency reserves. And what they're trying to say to you is before you even start thinking about investing money, you better have some capital saved up somewhere along the line to tide you over should something unforeseen happen. Now, investing. Here's the thing. Understand the ATX over index targeted retirement funds. Your 401k is about to be renamed 201k due to inflation. And so the upshot of all this garbage is you really need to be looking at how can you achieve the best return on your investment. And, in your 30s, if you wanted to retire with $1 million in the bank, these are the staggering figures that you should be looking at. If you're 30 and you go into a mutual fund and, it's giving you an average 8.5%, you might make $1 million, but only if you're able to save $270 a month. Well, I think everybody could afford that, right? $270 a month. But when you get to 35, now you've got to start saving $452 a month. You see, the time element of the compounding interest regime is extremely important. So for that sort of money, if you wait for 35 years, you might just end up with $1 million in your bank account. Now, whether that's going to allow you to retire or not, who knows? But look, we know that there is an alternative. We know that there is PulseZen. We know that PulseZen pays you compounding rewards, not monthly, not weekly, but after every transaction. And I've gone through this before, but I want to show you these figures again. If you saw the first graph, you'll see that the average volume daily is in excess of $80,000 a day. And we're very soon to have another burn, which is going to bring down the total supply even more. More details to come next week. And you'll see that at a price of 0.006, which is roughly where it's hovering around now, maybe a little bit less. If you have 1 million PZEN in your wallet, then you can expect to receive about 450 PZEN a day, roughly. Now, that's not actually accurate because the math is a little bit more complicated than that. It's an average of 450. And if you multiply that by 0.006, the present price, that works out again on average to about $2.70 a day, which is about $1,000 a year. And if you bought your 1 million PZEN a while ago, you might have been able to pick it up for less than $5,000. That gives you a staggering return of 20% per year. But look, it gets better than that because your PZEN, your 450, what that means is for the very next transaction, you own a larger percentage of the total supply that's out there. You've got 1,450 instead of, 1,450 instead of 1 million, which means that you own a larger percentage of the total supply, which means that the very next transaction, you get more PZEN. This is why I say it's very difficult to actually show you the complete maths because it's very complicated, although the end result is simple. You get more PulseZen in your wallet after every single transaction. But look, there's more, as they say, because your percentage went up of the pay it forward fund because your market share went up. However, we have a burn function, don't forget. It's a deflationary token. And what that means is that for the very next transaction, you own even more of the market share because the supply actually went down. That is the magical compounding reward system that is programmed immutably into the PulseZen code. People have been moaning about aesthetics, and they have not been concentrating on the functionality of this code. So your figures can be sort of displayed in this manner. If we project forward, now I'm not making any financial predictions, I'm not giving you any financial advice, we are just exploring the possibilities of the returns from PulseZen. So now we're looking at 500 PulseZen a day, and the price has now gone up a bit, and you're making $5 a year. A day, sorry, $5 a year. Around about $2,000 a year, okay? $5 a day, $2,000 a year. If you held your 1 million PulseZen, you bought it at 0.0048, that math works out to a staggering 38% APY. Just look at those figures. Remembering, these are possibilities. Now, we said before that if you were 30 years old, you save $250 a month. In 30 years' time, okay, 35 years' time, actually, that's going to be the retirement age for you guys. So you get to 65. Instead of having $1 million, you'd have $377,580,242.82. This protocol is the most amazing wealth redistribution system that has ever been invented. Is it new? Of course it isn't. There's nothing new under the sun for compounding interest, but nobody has done it in this way. So I'm going to have to keep explaining to people the power of this protocol. And eventually, more and more eyeballs will be coming into the project, and the volumes will increase, and you're going to see possibly a real exponential growth in your passive income. And remember, there is no lockup. There is no staking in this. If things change for you, as life has a way of throwing things in our face, there's no penalty. If you want to sell off a bit of your PZEN, call it the interest, you can do it at any moment in time. You can take advantage of price appreciation because look, price appreciation is very, very important. We're in a severe bear market right now, and you have a superior product here. You have a superior protocol. And the reason is it doesn't matter whether the price is going down at this stage or the price is going up. You still get your compounding rewards in your wallet after every single transaction. Now, the whole idea, of course, is that you hold. But I fully appreciate that not everybody can do that. And it's the people that get in the earliest, that hold the longest, that will achieve the highest return. Remember that. So for those of you who are trying to trade PulseZen, I thank you for your service, and we certainly thank you for your PZEN tokens, which may have made you a small amount of profit right now, but please understand that you're actually throwing away possible generational wealth. I've said these words before. I've been around for a few years, and you know, a lot of people thank me for putting them into Bitcoin. A lot of people thank me for getting them into Hex, and a lot of people are thanking me even now for putting them into PulseZen and explaining the opportunity that is right here in front of you. Any questions I will take at the end, because I know that you're as excited as I am for this week's giveaway. Apologize for bringing it forward, and some people are complaining it's in the afternoon or the morning, whatever. I'm sorry, but I'm having to do it on my time zone. So Slanjivar. You can always watch the replay. I love my replay viewers. Some people can't get to see this live, unfortunately. And we will be doing more, and they'll be scheduled at different times. So in the future, it will be live for you as well. And you'll see me on other channels. Of course, don't forget, there's the Corey Costa interview coming up on November the 5th, and a few more other things are planned in the future as well. So, drum roll, please. Who would like to see this week's PulseZen giveaway? Dun, dun, dun. Put a 5 in the chat, please, while I try my hardest to actually make this work. Okay, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. This is how this works for our protocol here. We will start the machine. The machine goes through all the participants and chooses at random a winner. And so for the first go, the first name out of the hat, as it were, you will win 10,000 PZEN this week. 10,000 PZEN. Here we go. Wow. Brezwin, you are this week's first winner. 10,000 PZEN will be winging its way through the Ethereum, pun intended, to you. 10,000. All right. Without further ado, are we ready for the next winner? This winner, the name that comes out of the machine next, will receive 20,000 PZEN. Here we go. Oh, sorry for the creaky chair. And yes, here we go. Love first, love the name. You're the 20,000 PZEN winner for this week. 20,000 PZEN will be winging its way to you through the Ethereum. Now, for this week's, the third name out of the machine wins a massive 50,000 PZEN. Are we ready? For 50,000 PZEN, here we go. Havel it is. Havel's in the lead. Havel is the winner. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. That is Havel, who is going to receive a fantastic 50,000 PZEN winging its way through the Ethereum to your wallet. Fantastic. What more could you ask for? We have a protocol that makes you all winners. Your wallet address has received PulseZen automatically whilst you have been watching this amazing broadcast. Congratulations to all three winners. And I don't know, I'm feeling extremely excited. I am really excited about where this protocol is going to go. I keep saying that every day, but every day something happens which projects forwards into the future, which really is looking amazing for this total economy that we're building together, that is PulseZen. So why don't we go crazy and see if we can have a surprise fourth winner for this week. Let's see if the machine can actually play ball. And so for the fourth and final winner this week, a surprise winner is going to win 80,000 PZEN. The fourth name out of the hat is going to win 80,000 PZEN. Are we ready? Off we go. Well, there we go. Pulse Chain Pimpin. Pulse Chain Pimpin it is. Put your hands together, everybody, for Pulse Chain Pimpin. Love the name. Love the name. You, sir, have won a surprise 80,000 PZEN, which will be in your wallet shortly. In fact, before midnight UTC time on Monday. That's how it all happens. Wow. There we go. One surprise winner this week, so 4 in total. The first name out of the hat was 10,000 PZEN. The second name was 20. The third was 50. And the surprise fourth winner is going to receive 80,000 PulseZen. What more could you ask for on this fine Friday afternoon in the last weekend of October? My goodness, it's soon going to be Christmas. So I'm actually boiling to death in here. The weather is crazy at the moment. I think I told you this morning, we're up to 92 degrees today with about 120 million% humidity. So I'm going to take a few questions if there are any. If you want to know anything, now is the time to ask your question and I will endeavor to answer it to the best of my ability. So type away. I'm going to scroll back and see if I can say a few names. Here we go. A few more people join. Thanks very much for joining me live. It's very kind of you to donate your time to grow the community and to, make sure that more people get to understand about the PulseZen opportunity. And don't forget, if you haven't already done so, make sure that you subscribe, hit the like button, share it, make comments. The YouTube algorithm loves it when you do all those things. And guess what? It doesn't cost you anything. It's absolutely free. It's the best form of marketing that there is. I do apologize for my glowing face. It's really hot in here. Sarah's boy, you said hello. I'm saying hello back to you. Steve Mojo said he's from jolly old England. I'm actually a Scot. I haven't lived in the UK though for about 40 years. La Force Interior says hi. I'll say hi back. Jeff Woods says, PZEN pump, let's go. What is truth number 7? He says he's pumped up about the protocol. Crypto Steve, hello sir. He says, afternoon. Pulse Chain Pimpin, I believe you were the 4th and final winner. Congrats to you. Crypto Ethos, hello. Thumbs up everyone. Jakara, Bex Gold here. Yeah. Andreas Van Wyck, good evening to you. Nihilist23 UK, smash the like button, people, he says. I think that's a good idea. Question, how do we think PZEN will do on ETH? Not quite sure what you're talking about. PZEN will moon on ETH and Pulse Chain, nothing else like it. PZEN to $1, look, it's designed to do a 20,000x. How is that possible? It's entirely possible. Will it happen? We don't know. Black Eagle, how's it going? Today's chat and Conrad, $1 for PZEN will happen. Again, he says price doesn't matter. Not at this stage, it really doesn't. Crypto Ethos, that's a question you could ask within the Telegram group. Why don't you go ahead with that, sir? Grimmett says, how many holders now? I have no idea. Don't forget, we're on 2 major exchanges. I don't think they report the holders. Pedjack Lizdek says, let's go, Zenites. Jakra says, great stream. Thank you very much. JK's, Grimmage, hello to you. Alwazgun Bozida, hello, sir. Oko Chisholm Ernest, sorry, what's going on here? Pay attention, Oko. Come into the Telegram chat. t.me/PZEN official. W Airport must have missed the entry for the giveaway. I guess you did. Robert Zulful says PZEN to the moon. Black Eagle says, are you in the highest of stakes documentary? Funnily enough, I am not. Oko says, kick the like button, everybody. Yeah, come on, let's just let's get to work, Zenites. Nihilist23 UK says, can you explain unmutable and no admin keys? For all that keep asking. Well, it's not unmutable, it's immutable, I think you're trying to say. Immutable means that the code cannot be altered. Now, a lot of people said, well, there's admin keys, there's admin keys. Well, it doesn't matter that there are admin keys. The biggest thing is, can those admin keys be used? And the definitive answer is no, they cannot. So it doesn't matter whether non-coders can see that there are admin keys. They cannot be used. If they can't be used, that's the same thing as having no admin keys. So I hope that answers your question. I better keep saying all this again and again and again so that people understand this. Patrick says, great tokenomics in PZEN. Crypto Freedom says, happy Friday. Let's build our community. Absolutely. Nature's Way says, hi, Conrad. Now, any other burning questions? I mean, my view is that PulseZen is a very easy 30-second elevator pitch. You buy, you hold, and you get compounding interest. It is that easy. The biggest problem is getting no coins into crypto in the first place. It is so difficult. It's hard because if it was easy, then everybody would do it. We would have hundreds of thousands of holders of PulseZen if it was easy. You need to get educated. You as an ambassador for cryptocurrency and hopefully for PulseZen, you need to educate people. I am only one person. We have a growing community now, and I keep saying this. You just have to tell one person every single day about the opportunity that is PulseZen. If you're comfortable, show them your wallet. Show them that the protocol actually works. Because for most people, they've never even heard of cryptocurrency. There are people who have never even heard of Bitcoin. Even in the UK and the United States, there are some people who have never even heard of Bitcoin. And if they have heard the word Bitcoin, they think it's for drug dealers and scammers and nefarious illicit money laundering. Well, they might be right, but they simply don't understand the opportunity and the idea that there is an alternative economic system that is open to everybody. It is your inalienable right to privacy in your transactions and in the way that you use and spend your money. It's written into the United States Constitution. Steve Mowbray says, good night, Zenites. Keep it Zen, bros. Grimmett says, do you think the bear market is nearly over? We've seen a small pump recently, but not sure if we're there yet. Grimmett, wow. You know, I'm not an economist and I'm no longer in the traditional finance world, but my view, if you listen to what I've just said in the video, the next clue will be the Fed meeting, which is, I think, November the 9th. If they raise interest rates by 75 basis points in the United States, we are in for a world of hurt, because that means that Jerome Powell is going to keep to his word. And his word means raising interest rates to a point where they're trying to control inflation. I'm not sure how far they can get with that rhetoric, but they may get to the precipice of collapsing the stock market, collapsing the housing market, and pushing unemployment figures to numbers we haven't seen since the last Great Depression. Now, there's a lot of scaremonger pundits and furors out there who are predicting that that will be the case. I don't necessarily think we will get that far. I think next year is going to be horrible. And do I think that the bear market is going to end very soon? Absolutely not. I will put my neck on the line and say that the bear market will continue for at least another 18 months. Yes, it is that dire, in my opinion. Unless something changes. All the signals are not good. I've already talked about the earnings figures that came out. They are shocking, absolutely shocking. We knew it was going to happen. The interest rate adjustment in November is going to be key as to how Jerome Powell is actually thinking. And don't forget, though, that it's the federal government job to control inflation. They really don't care about anything else. However, they can be swayed by the actual people who you voted to represent you. So it's by no means certain that we're headed for a Great Depression, but the signs are not looking good. And so to answer your question succinctly, no, this is not the bottom. The bear market will continue and it's likely to get much worse. Hawkichism says he's trying to create a project. Good luck with that. Any cryptocurrency has my vote. Yes, Oko, education is the key to understanding exactly how this all works and how we can opt out. PulseZen Pinman, well, I don't know. I would argue that case with you. Price only matters if you're selling. Are you selling? So, yes, price appreciation over the long term matters crucially. But at the same time, this protocol is increasing your wealth every single day, whether the price goes up or down. That is the beauty. In this bear market, this protocol is the winning protocol for this exact economic time that we find ourselves in. And of course, if I'm wrong, unlikely, but if I was to be wrong, then the economy takes off and there'll be more economic energy coming into PulseZen and the price goes up. So it's a win-win situation. Why do you think I am backing this to the hilt? This, in my view, is the great reset tool. It is the greatest wealth redistribution tool that's ever been programmed. Is it unique? No, it isn't unique. Is it new? Absolutely not. It's as old as the hills, but it works. It absolutely works. And it's down to the fortitude of the community to see the everlasting output of this new economy. It's not down to me. I'm not working for anybody. I am saying to you what the opportunity is. You are the one that is taking action. You're the ones that you are doing the work for yourselves. What else are you going to do? If you're invested in the stock market as a retail investor, you are going to get dumped on. The price of all stocks is going to go down. If you are a professional investor or extremely wealthy, you're not losing any money. You've already allocated it to different assets. As I keep saying, if you're not wealthy, you pick one horse, you stick to it, you dollar cost average in. What if you're into the housing game? Then, investors are going to really feel the pinch, both here and in the UK. Mortgage rates are going through the roof, as I said earlier on. Your return on your investment for your houses is going to be negative. So you can't invest in real estate either. And those are the two main assets that most retail investors have. And then, of course, there's your retirement funds. Your 401ks, first of all, you should never put more into a 401k. You should only put up to the limit of what your employer is going to match, and then find other things to do with it. And in fact, as I said earlier on as a joke, your 401k is being renamed due to inflation to a 201k. Any more questions? La Force Interior says, can you talk about the future ecosphere of PZEN? Well, PZEN is finished. It's a finished project. There is nothing happening within the PZEN protocol itself. That doesn't mean that there won't be other things being built around PulseZen, but not in a derivative sense. I'm not a fan of this derivative plays on any other protocol. The protocol is what it is. It is never going to change. It will do its job. It does exactly what it says on the tin. But going forward, when PulseChain launches, we don't know what's going to happen in the future. But PulseZen as a protocol all by itself does not change ever. It's a finished project. It's a finished product. Nobody's working on it for you. How are we doing on time? Yep, coming up to the hour. That's long enough for anybody to listen to my dulcet tones. Look, I'm excited. I hope you're excited as well. Join me next week for the next PulseZen giveaway. Who knows? There may be surprises. Lots more action going to occur in the following few weeks. We've got interviews coming up and things going on behind the scenes. There will be word on the charity wallet, which we haven't even spoken about. There'll be word on a burn, and there may also be word on tokens actually being locked up. So happy Friday, everybody. Have a fantastic weekend. I'm Conrad Zen for PulseZen. Have a fantastic weekend. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you to my replay watchers as well. You are not forgotten. And I will say, Slanjivar.